Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. My name is Cambriea and today's video is jam-packed full of deep cleaning, decluttering, organizing. I got a new steam cleaner that I'm going to be using, but the first thing I'm going to be sharing is decluttering Freya's toys. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this clip coming up, but this is the reason I decided that today was definitely the day to declutter her toys. So I think it's time to declutter Freya's toys. Because when I woke up this morning, this is what I found. You watching Coco Melon? All of her toys have been dumped out. Freya, your room is a mess. So obviously when filming this declutter, this was a different day, but I had to share it on here because yeah, waking up that day and seeing all those toys, it was just like, okay, it is definitely time for me to really cut down on what she has. And I have to say, decluttering little kids' toys, like she's 2, is way harder than the boys because I have to make a lot of the decisions. Now, I do have her help me out, and we talked about this and why it's good. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know I think it's very important to, 1, teach your kids by example. I obviously declutter our house on a regular basis, but 2, also to keep them involved and just like letting them know why, what we're doing. At her age especially, I like to bring up her birthday and Christmas and how this is going to make it that she has more room for more toys. I think it's really important to create this habit of decluttering and organizing in your kids young. But like I said, this is much harder as an adult to do it at this age because some of these things I'm like, oh, do I really want to get rid of? Like one of the things I had decided I was going to get rid of is all of these mega blocks, the Legos, the big Legos, because she doesn't play with them anymore. She loves the magnetic blocks, and those magnetic blocks, 1, take up so much less space, and 2, she just enjoys playing with them so much more that I had decided that it was time to get rid of those. She had a bunch of toys that she played with when she was even younger. This is an age where what is appropriate for their age changes so much, and what they like changes so much. And then the other thing you'll see in here is she loves stealing her brother's Roblox toys, but 95% of these Roblox toys were broken. Missing heads and legs and arms and all the things broken on them. So I did talk to the boys and we came to a compromise of if something was only missing like 1 limb or something like that, that we would keep it. But if it was just like a torso with a head or a torso with 1 leg and 1 arm, that I was able to get rid of them. Because yeah, the boys went through a phase where they wanted every single Roblox toy on the market. This pile that you see me just like raking into this bag, all things that were pretty much all Roblox. Now I am putting them all into black garbage bags, but I do end up organizing them out later. But at this point, all I cared about was separating what we were not keeping first, because to organize donations, that's a whole nother project for a whole nother day. Now, this can be extremely overwhelming, especially if you are just getting started decluttering. So I highly recommend taking it slow. Like on this day, this was pretty much, other than typical cleaning things to do, this was my only big project. Was I wanted to get in here and declutter her toys. So it was 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. I did not do this all in one sitting because it was exhausting to go through every single little piece of toy. But I wanted to make sure to get it done. If you are just starting your decluttering journey and you're trying to declutter stuff throughout your entire house, I highly, highly recommend the 1 hour a day. And that's where you take 1 hour every single day and declutter something. No more, no less. Set a timer, and eventually, I promise, you're going to feel so much more at ease and relaxed by decluttering your things and getting that 1 hour a day to really downsize. Half the time, the reason cleaning can be so overwhelming and exhausting is purely because there's so much stuff in our life and things that we just don't need and are not necessary. So I promise you, if you take that 1 hour a day, let's say for the next month, give yourself a 30-day challenge. And for 1 hour a day, declutter something in your home. I promise you, by the end of 30 days, you are going to mentally, physically, emotionally feel so much relief. Now, if you are someone that has a hard time letting go and you're afraid to do these donations, I would recommend getting a bin and start by making a maybe bin. Put that bin in your attic, in your basement, in your garage, and if you don't touch it in 6 months, get rid of it. I promise decluttering is something that gets easier with time. In the beginning, it can be very difficult. And like I said, kids are so hard. I have a harder time going through their stuff than they do because there's this emotional connection to all of their toys that I feel like us as parents have more than them. It's that we bought them this chewing toy when they were 3 months old, or we bought them this when they turned a year. It's all those memories and milestones that means so much more to me as a mom than she. So it's letting go of that. Now, I'm not saying if you are someone that enjoys the memory of things that you can't keep anything, I'm definitely not saying that, but you don't need to keep everything. Now, I am personally someone that I don't get attached to many things. So I'll be honest, I don't have a memory box, a huge memory box for my kids. I have certain items, but it's not like this huge bin for each kid. I've talked about different things in our house that I do have a sentimental attachment to, but it's not a lot of things. But if you need a memory box, that's fine, but it's important to have just one box, one bin. That way it stays kept to a minimum and not overwhelming. Now, back to current day, I am working on the kitchen, which is just a little crazed. I'll be honest, it has been a lot harder keeping up with housework with our AC not working because it's hot. It has gotten so hot here that I'll do a little bit of work and then I need to go and sit down by a fan because our house is hot and humid and just it's been a lot more difficult. Very happy to be having our AC fixed because it's getting horrendous. This week it's supposed to be in the low 90s every single day, so AC is going to be a must. So keep on So Xander has been doing this like STEM summer camp thing the past couple days here, and he has been absolutely loving it. He did it last week. What was it? Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he was home. And then yesterday and today, Tuesday, he is doing it. So it's only a 4-day thing, but he has been enjoying it so much. They're talking a ton about engineering. So when we go to Wisconsin, I told him he has to talk to his Uncle Ross because his Uncle Ross is an engineer. And he's mid-20s, so it's probably a little bit cooler to talk to his young uncle rather than his mom about it. But he is so cute. He was talking about how he thinks he wants to be a civil engineer, I think he said, because they were learning about the different types. So I don't know, all the different ones. And he was saying he thinks he likes the idea of being a civil engineer. And then he wants to make YouTube videos about being an engineer. That way he can make money from being an engineer and from YouTube. I just love the way his little brain thinks. He is so smart. I also love the idea, like, I want all of my kids to know, like, if they have a dream, go after it. Like, you don't have to be the typical American working a 9 to 5. If you have a dream, go after it, but have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan, because you can't just live off of mommy and daddy while you're trying to make a dream work. You gotta do both at the same time. So the idea that he still wants to do YouTube, and I will 100% support him if he wants to do that in the future, but he also wants to go to school to be an engineer, I think is so good and so smart. He has turned into such a good young man. And I know I say that all the time. I swear I brag about him. But it is just very impressive to watch him as he grows, and the way his mind thinks and everything is just very fascinating to watch with him.
I wish we had. Stop crying over things I can't take back. Not yet. Do I ever forget? Erase your pretty face inside my head. Wishing you the best of life instead. Well, not yet. Baby, no, I don't wanna go. You know how much I hate sleeping alone. I can never make it on my own.
Oh, and for everyone who left the awesome comments about my video at Mom and Dad's house, I know it would have been really nice to get their reaction, but I really wanted it to be like 100% like shock surprise when they showed up, and it was exactly what I wanted. So that is why I didn't stay there to get any of that footage, but they were so happy, and it was so cute because they just got home, and I got a Marco Polo from my dad, and he's like, "Hey, did Bobby cut the grass and do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, we were over there working in the yard." He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, I hadn't even gotten inside, and I noticed that the grass was done." I'm like, "Yep." And then they go inside, and they notice, because obviously I mopped the floors because I love the way that it smells, especially if you've been gone. It's like that punch in the face of a clean house. So then I got a Marco Polo about that, and then they noticed the TV was hanging, and it was just really cute, and they were really appreciative. So they loved it. No, I didn't get it on camera, but it was fun getting all the Marco Polos, like get one and then a couple minutes later get another one. It was awesome.
I leave the TV on, I'm done with your sad eyes. I can take another night with you on like this. So let's go, I'm sure you can take it. You've been crying over him for a lifetime. So if you don't mind, we will dance till it's way past sleep. Another course that we can fly with the baseline.
So for cleaning my stainless steel, I'm using the Wyman's. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but that is what I'm using to clean my stainless steel. I'm also using it in my sink right now, which I don't do on the daily, but I do like doing every once in a while. I have a stainless sink, and guys, if you've never put stainless steel conditioner in your sink and you have a stainless sink, do it. It makes it look so good and fresh and clean. It also makes it easier to clean with keeping it fresh like that. So I highly recommend that. I do need to get the, what is it called? The world's best stainless steel cleaner, because I was using that at my mom's house and it was so nice that I'm definitely going to have to get that. But right now I still have this one, so it doesn't make sense for me to go get it. And then this is my Dreamy wet vac. Everyone always asks about my wet vacuums. The one I was using at my mom's house was the Roborock, which the Roborock Dyad is amazing, and I mentioned it in that video. It just doesn't make sense for me to have more than one of these. So I have the Dreamy at my house. I gave the Roborock Dyad to my mom, but I still sometimes steal it and use it myself because I do really enjoy it. But this is the one I keep on hand at my house, and the biggest reason is that this one stands on its own, which may seem like a minor thing, but when you're dealing with two that are really, really nice and very comparable, the little things are what stand out. And the Dyad has a little like kickstand to keep it up, but this one it just stands there, and it's just the little conveniences sometimes that make the big difference. Here I'm just switching over Freya's bedding. She was in desperate need of a cleaning of all of her things, so that's why I stripped it first thing in the morning, because I knew I wanted to have it all done before she had a nap later in the day. And then going into the dining room, I needed to clean it up, but I hadn't made my coffee yet this morning, so I was making my coffee first before I kept going. So we do have some new quail eggs in our incubator. I've talked about this before, but we're trying to get 3 really good bloodlines for our quail. It's just keeps them healthier in the future if we breed them and whatnot, which we will, because they don't have a huge lifespan and there's only a certain amount of time that they're good for eggs and everything. And we are super happy because when it comes to eggs, we can now use them fairly consistently. So that is what is in my incubator right now, is more quail eggs. I got them from My Shire Farm. This is the pastel collection, so I'm so excited to see these colors. I can't wait. And my mom got their silver collection, which was the other one I was thinking of. But I told my mom, I'm like, well, I ordered the pastel. I'm like, so you need to order the silver, because if you have the silver and I have the pastel, we can trade eggs, and then eventually I can have silvers from my mom's eggs. So it'll all work out in the end. So I'm super, super excited about that. I was going to say something else and then totally got like off track talking about quail. Oh, so I mentioned getting a new steam cleaner. So the reason I got a new one is completely my fault. So I love the Steam Shot. I absolutely loved it. But I hadn't used it in a while. Honestly, between everything going on with renovating this house and moving, and I just hadn't grabbed for it. Well, the other day I went and grabbed for it and it wasn't working, and it was 100% my fault, because when I had packed it away, I didn't make sure the inside was completely emptied. So unfortunately, calcium buildup, not good for steam cleaners. You should empty your steam cleaner after every single use, and I did not do that. So Unfortunately, it had died on me. But I had found this one on Amazon. Now it's a little bit more heavy duty, but what I liked about it is it had a lot more attachments. So this one I can use just like my Steam Shot. It has all these really nice attachments. But then it also has a way for if you have wallpaper, it'll help take wallpaper down. You can steam your windows, your floors, like every single attachment you can dream of. And since Bobby and I have talked about in the future buying land with a house on it, and most likely, especially after doing this house, like we had so much fun renovating it that we aren't afraid of our next house being another fixer-upper because we really enjoyed this. So the idea of having a tool like this that would work with wallpaper or different things really, really caught my eye. I also really like that this wand, like if you ever use a Steam Shot, like you have the whole Steam Shot in your hand. So it can get heavy and kind of awkward, where this is just this nice little handle. Absolutely amazing. Cleaned these tracks beautifully because they were so full of dirt and hair and everything from the dogs that this was absolutely perfect.
But I told you so.
I guess I actually should have said what steamer is. This is a Wagner steamer. That would come in handy, huh? So yes, this is the Wagner steamer. I found the link on Amazon and looked at the reviews and everything, and I really, really liked it. Like I said, it's about double the price of the Steam Shot. I can't remember exactly what the Steam Shot cost. But it has a lot more uses than the Steam Shot. So that's kind of where I justified it, is the usefulness of it. It had a lot more. Also, the steam lasts a lot longer. Like if you're doing big projects, the Steam Shot, the steam goes away pretty quickly for big projects. Like if you're doing little things and it has time to recharge, you're good. But if you're doing anything major, it likes to die on you. So that is another bonus. Obviously, this is a much bigger machine. You can see the whole piece in the background, but it worked phenomenally, and I had the place to store it, so it worked well. I wanted to try it on these windows, and if you've never steam cleaned your windows, 100% recommend it. There is just something about the way it cleans. It always looks so good. We always have like greasy fingerprints and dog slobber and all the things on our windows. Like I clean these windows and within 30 minutes they're going to be dirty again, but this worked really, really well. And then I'm just using my power squeegee to clean it, and it makes that like beautiful, streak-free, don't see anything through the glass, perfect clean.
Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out. I don't wanna be the one that said, oh, I told you so. But I told you so.
I kind of want to make a full video of steam cleaning because there is something about seeing a steam cleaner work to me that is oh so satisfying. I'm curious because I know everyone that watches cleaning videos has those moments that's like, this is the most satisfying thing to watch. So I'm curious what it is to you. For me, when people use a steam cleaner or a carpet cleaner, it's always like super, super satisfying to see stuff like that. Also mopping. I also really enjoy watching people mop. It's always the weirdest thing. So I'm curious, what do you watch in cleaning videos? You're like, that could be in every single cleaning video, and I wouldn't get bored of it because it is so satisfying to watch.
I just need a towel dry. Oh, don't let them get in your head, So please don't let them
Also, if you're wondering why the pillow and blankets are in the dog room, I've talked about this before, but the dog room actually has a separate AC unit from the rest of the house. So, with the AC not been working, we told the boys, if you really can't sleep, go sleep in that room. It'll be way cooler. So they haven't slept in there every night, but the night before, Bjorn did sleep in there. He was just, couldn't handle it, so he was sleeping in the dog room. I hadn't had him grab his pillow and blanket yet. I did end up having him grab it, though, because Bailey also loves sleeping on that sofa. So I didn't want his stuff getting all full of dog fur. Nice thing is with the couches being leather is they're super, super easy to clean off. So before the kids lay down on it, I can do a real quick wipe down and get all the dog hair off of it. I have had a lot of people ask me about the leather furniture, especially since this is my first time owning like full-on leather furniture. First thing is, yes, the leather in the family room, so this furniture you're looking at right here, this is real leather. Now, the leather in the dog room is not real leather. And when it comes to leather, just like any furniture, just do your reviews. I have had tremendous luck with all of these pieces doing really, really well. Now, I obviously take care of them. I make sure they stay cleaned and conditioned and whatnot. But I haven't had any issues with the leather here or the leather in the dog room. Obviously now, though, just by touch and feel, the real leather is completely different. But I'm definitely still happy with the, I don't know what to call it, mock leather. I don't know. You can see Freya has been super helpful, and she was cleaning up all of her stuff, wanted to be a big girl and walk it to her room and everything. She has been on a kick lately about helping me clean all throughout the house. I've done some shorts and reels of it, and it's been really cute.
Help me, Mommy. Hold
Once again, Freya wanted to help, so I gave her a rag so that she could wipe down the table as well. This table we have to wipe down all the time because she eats her snacks here, she colors here, she does everything at this table. So that's why I got this one, though, because it's a little bit more rustic, that if it gets scratched or anything, it kind of goes with the character of it and makes it a lot more, I don't know, it doesn't bug me as something as that if it was like a completely clean line type piece. She was also being super goofy here and just wanting to play. So we were jumping around and playing as well. She is a little daredevil. So when it comes to jumping around, she calls it parkouring because of her brother. Like, it's all she wants to do, and she loves it. So yes, I am throwing her on the couch, but it's her favorite thing. She loves it. And I am being gentle, I promise. And then now that her bedding was all done, well, at least the comforter portion of it was done. The pillows and stuff are still in the dryer, but I wanted to at least get this portion on, so if she wanted to go to bed, she could. She doesn't have like a nap time per se, but she is the type of kid that if she's getting tired or overwhelmed or anything like she puts herself to bed. She will go in her room, shut her door, and just lay on her bed to relax. So I wanted to make sure that she had that available, very much like me in that way. But I did want to share this recipe. Last time I didn't even show the recipe. I just showed me eating this pasta salad for lunch, I believe it was. So many of you guys asked for a recipe. Now, I'm embarrassed to say how easy this recipe is. The pasta salad comes in a little kit, so it has the pasta and then the little dressing, and then I just throw whatever I want into it. So on this day, we're doing tomatoes and black olives and some chicken. I was adding a lot to it because we haven't been using the oven. Everything's either been on the smoker outside or something cold and refreshing, once again, because of the AC. So I wanted to make sure to make this a super, super hearty salad. That way Bobby and us and the kids and everyone, it was just an entire meal. So also adding some peppers, green and red, because I like to have all the fun colors. I feel like when you add a bunch of colors when you're cooking, it just makes it so much more enjoyable to eat it.
Best of me, hoping that it's still you and me. Yeah, I thought we'd always shine. Just some time off, we'd be fine. Guess that I was wrong this time. When I think about it now,